that's out there. Well, we have some guests in the studio this morning that also brought food, and that moves them way up in our book here this morning. So we want to welcome to the program Julia Eckert-Vidalis and also Allison Arnaud-Worrell with us this morning. Good morning, folks. How are y'all?
Good morning.
Good to have you with us here this morning.
Thank you for having us.
And we know both your husbands well because they're frequently on the radio with us here, Todd and also Tom.
Yeah.
And so
we're
let's
more fun. We're way more fun.
Yeah, you bring food. You brought
right.
food. They never bring food. Exactly. I mean, Todd would bring dog biscuits though, so that would not help.
Make that a prerequisite from now on. Must bring food.
All right. Well, Julia, let me start with you. Tell me a little bit about the cookbook is called Muffin Meals,
right.
And how did this concept come about?
Well, it's first let me say that Allison and I don't really consider ourselves to be really good cooks.
Really?
We're not. Nor do we love cooking, but I think a lot of women are like us. So this is kind of written for them.
It's more survival.
It is.
Families and the like.
You literally can't eat out every day. We try, but you can't. So this, I watch a lot of cooking shows, which is funny.
Right.
But I was watching a Cupcake Wars. There's always all these cupcake shows, and one of them, they said, put a jalapeno in a cupcake. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, that's just a silly waste of a jalapeno. If you're going to do that, make it a taco and put ground beef and cheese. And I'm telling this to Allison, and she's like, oh, my God, we should call them muffin meals. That's a great idea. And it kind of spawned from there. So, yeah.
I was wondering if it came from a Seinfeld episode. I think it was a Muffin Tops
No, I do. I
there.
know. No, these will not give you muffin tops. Let me just...
But Allison, so then from that idea, where'd you go? I mean, did you start looking at all different kinds of ways to use a muffin tin?
We did. We started looking at some of our family's favorite recipes that we could throw together on the fly as quick as we could, and see if we could convert them into something that you could make in a muffin pan. So, you know, you have each portion and each muffin, and you can freeze them and take them with you on the run, grab them on the way out the door, and they're just perfect.
And these are not like huge, obviously.
They're not.
Some small
we
things,
make them in it's the Texas style muffin pan or the jumbo muffin pan, but it is we do this kind of came after the fact. We're like, these are portion controls because
right.
It's so easy. You get a pan of lasagna or something, and you can cut a quarter of it and call that a portion if you want.
Right.
So we've kind of taken that out of that for you. These are already.
Well, tell me what I'm about to eat here.
You're about to eat pancakes and sausage.
Pancakes and sausage
in a muffin, but dip it in the syrup. Did you dip it? Okay.
Now those are mini muffins. We also have all of the recipes can be converted into mini muffins if you want to make a tray for a special occasion.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yay.
That's really good. I mean, and tell me about the effort here. What's prep time or cook time for something like this?
I made those and let me tell you something. I'm not a morning person, but I got up for you, Ben Ball, and made those. So, yeah, and the other ones are fruit and granola. And the granola shell, because people on the radio can't see this, but it's a granola shell.
We hold it up to the microphone.
Yeah, hold it up to the microphone, then they can see it. Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it is. Now what's the binder there for granola?
It's literally a granola recipe. So, it's got egg in it, and that will hold things together. Don't get too technical on cooking because we won't be able to answer these questions. And then we put jam, and that one I think is that a raspberry on top? So that's a raspberry jam with vanilla yogurt in it, and then you just top it with fruit, and they're pretty.
Oh, they are pretty.
And most of the recipes, when you look in the book, just have 4 or 5 ingredients, and some of them are even made from kits. When I open a cookbook, typically if a recipe has more than 3 or 4 things you have to combine, I just shove it away because it's too complicated.
Yeah,
I need a kit, I was raised on Hamburger Helper, so,
Well, y'all are busy, so it's really, it's not a time, you can't spend a lot of time on it. When I watch some of these things on TV, and I'm thinking about, yes, and you had a prep cook, and you had all these other people that
and
prepare
everything's
all this
cut
stuff
in little bowls, and they just add it in.
One day I want that. I want everything in little bowls. I just have to put it in. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So though now this is largely the sweet side, but then there's a savory side as well.
There
right?
is. We've done dinners, which include beef, chicken, seafood. Right, Allison?
Well, and Allison, you did last night, just yesterday for your Super Bowl party.
I did. I had chicken buffalo muffins, like buffalo wings, hot buffalo wings. And so we have a sandwich section that includes some pizza muffins and things like that. We have a dessert, a holiday. We even have a Tom the Turkey to use your Thanksgiving.
Which was a debacle. Can we tell that story?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at Allison's house, and we're not cooks, but we decided to make a Tom turkey out of leftover Thanksgiving typical stuff. Mm-hmm. So I look at her. We're making the head out of red pepper slices, and I'm like, give me a toothpick, because you got to stick it in with a toothpick. She's like, I don't have toothpicks. I'm like, who doesn't have toothpicks in their house? So we are, for the sake of the photography, putting it together with straight pins. Okay, so we're like pinning this thing. It's about to fall apart, but we got the shot.
And we're taking the picture in a hurry. Hold on.
Which is another thing. They all have 4-color photography, because I won't pick up a cookbook if I can't see what it looks like.
Well, tell me about that, because just food photography is a business and an industry in and of itself.
It is, and here's
we
the thing.
did all that in our kitchens.
We did it all ourselves, so that they really look like that, because
that's
many
how
times,
they turn out.
Yeah, you do buy a cookbook, and Martha Stewart has had it so zhuzhed that you can't make it look like that.
I know, because they got their torches out to do just the browning just the right way and all this kind of
exactly.
stuff. So it's not really that.
Yeah, and it's all these food stylists. So that's the real deal. These are really the things that came out of our muffins.
Chicken gyros.
Yeah.
Wow, those are good. And a sweet and sour porcupines. This looks like almost like a meatloaf on in a muffin.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned about the different kinds of muffin tins. So have you done it in all sizes?
We have. Most of those can be used in the 12 muffin size pan, or the big Texas size muffins, or the mini muffins, and it tells in there how to convert them.
I was at a gathering yesterday, and they were struggling getting the cornbread muffins out of the tin, and you have muffin pulls.
We have muffin pulls. That's our invention.
Like a battery pull,
Right.
It is. Yeah.
That's your invention, huh?
A lot of the muffins, you can put those in the pan first, then use those to pull them out. Because some of them, like lasagna and some of the chicken, you just have to be a little bit more careful to get them out if you want them to look like the picture.
Right, yeah.
Now, again, a lot of these have to be kid-friendly, right? I mean, it looks like most of them are.
They are.
We have macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I'm looking at the tuna mac and cheese muffins.
Yeah. Right.
And the sloppy joe, we probably go to that one. That's our go-to.
My kids love the sloppy joes.
Literally a biscuit in a pan, and then, now follow me, people, get your pencils out, and then sloppy joe inside the biscuit, and you cook it. So.
Well, you do. You use a lot of different ideas to form the base. So it's not just the typical, Jiffy muffin mix.
Right, exactly.
But you use the granola, you have the rice or the mac and cheese, and then crescent rolls as one too.
Yep.
What a great idea. So these are all things that people have around the house generally, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What would you think is the most, or what was the one that just didn't work? Did you have one that just didn't work?
How long do you have? We said if we had a book of the ones that didn't work, it would be twice that size. So we had quite a few that were just nasty. And to quote Allison, which is in the back of the book, we put bloopers. She's like, well, that's just a hot mess. And I said maybe we should have a section called a hot mess because it would be a long section.
I would say the banana pudding was tough.
That was tough.
This one is really elegant. Tell me about this one.
Chicken caprese. That's one of my favorite recipes. And so I wanted it to be a muffin meal, but it was tough to convert it, but we made it. It's
Oh, look at you guys, how you're styling here too with
See,
this little salad and a little
there's
wine
always wine
there.
with them. I don't know. And the wine bottle's half empty. I don't know.
You don't know what happened to that, huh?
We think it's accurate, but we
And yes, now one of those things, a lot of cooks, everyday cooks, they don't measure. They just look at things. So was that difficult to try? Have to go back and actually figure out what the
we made a
were?
lot of them and forgot to measure, so we'd have to go back and do it again. I mean, my mother was over one day and she's like, "Now, Julia, what did you put in there?" I'm like, I do not remember. So we had to literally start over, and then she wrote everything down for me. So that was probably a very hard thing for both of us because I don't like to measure.
Yeah,
and when I make chicken enchiladas, I make them different every time. So when we made them, we took pictures. Then we had to go back and say, well, how did we make them that time? Because we don't know.
Yeah, my late mother-in-law gave to all her kids a cheesecake recipe. They're all different.
Oh, yeah. Because you do it your own way. And the thing I think that people will love about this book is you'll pick your favorites out and you will memorize the recipe because it's pretty easy, and that's your go-to recipe on a Sunday night.
Bacon and eggs cinnamon jinx rolls.
There you go.
No,
Yum.
that's really bad. I mean, I could eat a plate full of those easily right now. But then salmon and crab roll-ups. helps. I mean, again, the sweet and the savory.
Yeah, and we do have some that are challenging. Some are not that easy. I mean, you know, so it's for every level of cook. It really is. We have something for everybody.
You know, Allison, you had mentioned that your kids scarfed up when they didn't like chicken wings or something. So were they your tests a lot? I mean,
they were. Again, there's a section in the back of the book in the bloopers about, you know, Julia has 2 daughters and my daughters and how they were just kind of shocked that we were going to do a cookbook. They're like, what are you talking about? You don't cook.
Yeah,
that's
funny.
But they have enjoyed kind of the fun of, oh, try this, and sometimes they just won't try it.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell people where to get this now, because this is obviously y'all produce this locally,
right.
And so where's it available?
Well, it's going to be available in bookstores March and April. It's online right now at Tate Publishing. You can order online.
Tate Publishing?
Tate Publishing, Tate.
Right.
And Thursday, we're actually doing a launch party book signing at the Train Depot downtown from 6 to 8. And we do want to mention that all of the books, all the sales, there's a portion of the proceeds going to hospice in memory of both our moms. Both our moms have passed. Allison's mom died before the writing of this book, and my mother died just this past September, so she got to see the proof, which was really cool. So hospice is near and dear to both of our hearts, so we want to give back. So we'll have someone actually at the Train Depot from hospice on Thursday.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Promised Land is coming with beer and wine. It's open to the public. Absolutely anybody can come. We'll have some books there to sell, so we hope everyone will come out.
Well, yes.
They can also contact us. We'll be having the books after Thursday night and before they come out in the bookstores in March. We will be able to sell them. We're set up to do that now, so they can contact us. We have a Twitter account. It's at Muffin Meals. We have a Facebook account, Muffin Meals. So feel free to contact us.
As soon as we learn how to Twitter, we'll.
Yeah.
She sent me that last time. I'm like, it's tweet. See, there you go. Tweet. I don't do that.
Todd's good at it, though.
He's going to help.
Okay, we'll make Todd.
Okay. But again, Muffin Meals, the name of it, Julia Verdalis House and World, and again, this is excellent. I mean, for your first effort, this is really quite. I mean, I do a lot of book interviews, and this is the photography is outstanding in it too, which is you really can pat yourselves on the back for that. But also, just looks like the recipes are all, like you said, just 4 or 5 ingredients, and they're all very easy, at least they appear to be. And so look forward to trying some of these. Muffin Meals.
Thank you so much.
Julia Verdalis, House and Rel, and again, it's available from Tate Publishing. Go online, or you can contact the folks there. Ain't you going to be over at Pet Docs? You'll have any over there?
Sure, we'll have
Pet Docs. That's one place we can tell people, a retail spot. And then tell us when and where is, again, the launch party is Thursday?
This Thursday at the Train Depot downtown Moorhead from 6 to 8.
6 till 8, Thursday evening.
Yeah, we'll have some samples there from the recipe.
Oh, well, of course.
So, yeah.
All right, Muffin Meals, new cookbook from local folks. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much.
This is Coastal Daybreak here on the Talk Station, FM 107 and AM 1240, and we'll be back with some more, including what happened on this day in history. We'll fire up the Wayback Machine and other stuff, too, in just a moment.
From New York, I'm Todd Stearns with this Fox News and Commentary next.